Hello, everybody. Welcome. So glad that you could make it today. I am excited to share with you. I'm not going to take up too much of your time, but I am going to give you some information that did nothing short of radically change not only my life and my family's life, but a lot of other people who are joining this this movement of better health, better vitality, growing old gracefully in a way that feels like you're still young, but also a business that's attached that has completely changed my life and the trajectory of where my family is going. So a little bit about myself before we start. My name is Daize Shayne Goodwin. I am a professional, I'm a retired professional athlete. Had a great run at it. Super fun, my husband as well. But we learned back in 2008 when the economy is crashing, that as cool as it sounds to be a pro athlete and even win world titles and risk your life for these giant waves that my husband was riding, it didn't matter. We were expendable. So we had just bought our sweet little house. We had our first child. Now we have 3. We had everything we thought was figured out. And that was the farthest thing from the truth. We got the rug pulled out from under us, and within a couple months found ourselves in survival mode of what do we do next? We started a small business that failed miserably, trying to serve our community with organic food in a cafe, and people were coupon cutting then. And no one was coming out and, spending money on good food. And although our heart was in it, it was such a grind, and we were locked in 24/7 until we had to basically close the doors. We then went into, I went into cleaning houses. It's a really hard time for me back then. Waitressing, doing anything I could to make the ends meet. But unfortunately for us, it just was never enough. So today I'm going to share, obviously, my heart. That's what, that's what this is about. But I'm also going to share about these products that I was extremely skeptical on. Products that I've watched after I decided to try them and had a great health testimony happen to myself. I've watched thousands and thousands of lives change because of these products. They're going to sound too good to be true. You're going to want to research. And if you're watching the replay, get with the person that invited you so that they can help you get through all the questions. I had a million. I'm also going to share, though, a little bit about the business, because my life, like I just explained, was a tunnel with no light at the end of it. I just remember being in a place where I would wait for the credit card, the credit card offer were 0% until I got to the next time where I could move it over to another card, because we were just that broke and we had so much debt. So what is this stuff? Why haven't you heard about it, right? Well, I found out about it from a dear friend that had a crazy health testimony. And I loved him enough, just like you're here today watching this, because you respect and care about the person enough to see what they're doing, to see what they keep talking to you about, right? And he was so persistent. He had to get me in front of this information. Now, we actually were going through some health issues. I didn't wear well financial stress. I was dealing with anxiety attacks on the regular, as in I'd go to get the mail and I could feel my heart going, palpitating. I could feel the sweat dripping down my face. I'd have to pull over. Insomnia, which I'm a sleeper, so I just did not do well with that either. And then that led into depression, which, if you know anyone that's battling with depression, it is debilitating, and it's not something you would ever wish upon anyone. My husband was also dealing with his own health ailments. So, when our friend brought us this information, number one, we didn't have the money to buy new products. But number two, we were desperate enough to listen. And that's when I just couldn't believe about this product that he was sharing about, that had, 24 peer-reviewed research studies by Harvard and American Heart Association, a product that was natural, that used herbs and basic Chinese medicine that I've always kind of been into my whole life, and pushed it into the Western world, where Washington State University was saying it could be one of the most powerful breakthroughs in the history of medicine. All around these 5 herbs, ashwagandha, bacopa, milk thistle, green tea, and turmeric, when put together at this proportion, become 1,800 times more effective. So I definitely listened, and I, got on the product, and sure enough, within, I think it was the first week, I started feeling my mood changing. Within the first month, I was sleeping like a baby. The entire anxiety attacks had lifted. Now, this is my story, and the FDA won't allow us to say that this is going to cure or mitigate any of your, things that you're dealing with. But my husband, who is dealing with something completely different, also had an amazing health testimony. And that's when I started to just tilt my head a little bit. Look deeper into this. I never thought I'd be a network marketer, just like most people that are even on this call. Most people don't think I'm going to grow up and be a network marketer. And that was me. I thought it was for people that couldn't get a real job, people that were okay trying to scam their friends, a pyramid scheme. I thought all those things. But once I got the product in my system and started to feel these incredible, I call them miraculous results, I started to realize that there had to be more. And I started to look into the business. Now, this was 10 years ago, and a lot has changed, but not a lot has changed with this company. It's publicly traded. It hasn't hit momentum yet. It's backed by products that are all just packed with incredible integrity, from where they source it to how they, package it to how they bring it to you. All of it aligned with, a lot of my beliefs. And then I started to learn about this comp plan. Now, the thing with network marketing is, if it's done right, and you can find a product that nobody knows about, if you can find a company that is super solid, publicly traded is a big deal. It's totally transparent. If you can find the timing, it's all about the timing, right? Hitting that momentum. It's a big deal. And I started to look into it, and I started to learn that, oh my gosh, this company's winning for having one of the most generous comp plans in the industry, meaning that you get paid over and over and over again just by the stuff you sell, but then you start to get the residual aspect. I don't know if you've ever experienced residual income, but there is nothing more freeing and more gratifying than doing the work once and getting paid over and over and over again. Think of like a song on a radio, or if you wrote a book and someone kept buying it, it's the same thing. And so I found myself talking to my friends about these products. I couldn't believe how good I felt. And one after the other, they either got on the product, or I realized that they were also suffering. They wanted a way out. They wanted to know more about, how can I get an extra $300 in my pocket every month? And that's how I started. I started with a simple notion that maybe if I help people get in front of this information and not be attached if they want to join or not, maybe this could work for our family too. And that started one thing after another, where I realized that this is the most amazing industry, where you literally can become someone that becomes the best version of themselves, but also is making money, which, sign me up. My life has changed completely because of that. Now, I'm going to show you a couple things, and then, I'm going to let you guys go. I know that time is the most precious thing we have, but I'm just going to give you a couple snippets. The first one is from the ABC primetime that was done in 2005, and this solidified it for me. But this, just so you can see it right now, this is, this is a big deal. This is
And so,
John
ancient
Quinones.
Eastern healing and modern Western medicine may soon be working together. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks,
Even mental disease,
yes,
depression.
Alzheimer's disease, depression. But we do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. But I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
So that's just a snippet of it. But what I want you to do is watch the whole thing. abcnewsreport.com is where you can see that whole thing, where they go in there and they draw blood. They see that the multi-Emmy award winner, John Quinones, his oxidation on a cellular level, oxidative stress, which is the center of all disease, basically, goes down by almost half in 12 days. And that's why people from across the board, it doesn't matter what you're dealing with, usually have tremendous results with this affordable product. And so for me, that's a big deal. It would just be able to, oh yes, can someone drop that in the chat? For me, that's what, I'm not a salesperson. I share things, you know, that I love, but I'm not someone that's gonna bust down someone's door to buy a product. I love that these products over deliver, that I could get them in front of that ABC primetime and say, hey, check this out. And people would say, I want to try that. It's a big deal. And then I'm just going to talk about one more product because I do talk a lot about the business because our life has completely changed. You know, I was just able to go to Bali for 2 months with my family because we can work from anywhere. It's a beautiful thing. But I'm going to show you one more thing on the products. We have a handful, 2 handfuls now of products that we use every day. But this new one is pretty amazing because it's the first time that we've had a product that we can show before and after pictures. And so this collagen that we just released last month activates all 10 types of collagen in your body. Collagen is a very hot thing on the market right now. But let me show you some of these before and after pictures because, I mean, to me, it's wild. So look at this. Day 1, day 30. Here's another one. This is my ultimate favorite because now that I'm almost 50, I'm like, oh, my neck wrinkles. This is a new thing. But look at that. See if I can find a couple more. Oh, I don't know actually if you're seeing the right one. Let me see here. Hold on. Let me see. I'm learning about how to share the screen. Good. Here's the neck. Look at this. Day 1 and day 30. Let me show you one more because this one, if there's a bunch of them that are great, but this one's also phenomenal. Men are really, really, really taking to this. Look at the difference. And then also, thanks for bearing with me while I do this. There's got to be an easier way. This one too is powerful. I mean, it's funny because I've always really looked at my business as a health business, as from the inside out. But who doesn't want the outside-in approach? I mean, that's the reality of what we have. And it's amazing to see what's happening just with this company, with people that are focusing on the collagen. Their businesses are doubling and tripling because a lot of people care what their outside looks like. And with that collagen, I got to say, if that's what's going on the outside, imagine what's going on the inside with inflammation, gut health, all of that. So get with the person that invited you, ask questions. We're here to answer them. This is one of those opportunities, though, that's huge. If you are where you are and you love what you're doing and you're living your dream life, then just try the products. But if you are someone like me, or even half of the place that I was, that you don't want your life to be where it is right now in 2 to 5 years, you'd like it to change. This is it. This is one of those 2 to 5 year retirement where if you be consistent with little amounts of time every day and you show up to our, you know, we have world-class trainings. We have a ton of support. You'll be blown away by what this can do for you. It's happened not just in my family, but all across the board on so many levels with this team that we run. So much love, everybody. Take care. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye.